this week on ELN Morning.
This morning at 12:01, a big decision was made in Washington. We looked into what this means for you.
We met one girl who turns up the heat at home football games.
And our Nicole Chadwick is put through the paces of a police physical test.
All of this and more coming up on ELN Morning.
Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to this week's ELN Morning. I'm Jasmine Turner.
And I'm Ashley McGettrick. We start off with news from Capitol Hill. Our Jason Puckett is live in the studio with the latest on the government shutdown and how it affects you. Jason?
Ashley and Jasmine, for the first time in 17 years, the government officially shut down at 12:01 this morning, leaving 800,000 Americans unpaid and costing the economy about $1 billion a week. Joining me now is Dr. Jason Husser, an assistant professor of political science and policy studies and assistant director of Elon. Dr. Husser, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Can you kind of just give me a rundown, of what the major effects we're going to be seeing right now are?
It's almost impossible to summarize all these effects in one nifty sentence. 800,000 people are going to be shut out of work. That means millions and millions of people are going to be affected in the services that they come to expect in a timely, orderly fashion every day.
So there won't be any real change that we might see on a daily basis?
Not right away. However, if you're planning to visit, say, a national park during fall break, you might want to consider and wait till another week.
What about student loans and things of that sort? Will we see an effect on those?
You could see effects on sort of processing if you're looking for customer service for student loans. What you really want to watch out for is in 2 weeks when this debt limit showdown happens. If for some reason we don't extend the debt ceiling, you could see all of a sudden a major hike in student loan rates.
Tell me more about that. What's it going to be like if this isn't figured out by 2 weeks from now?
If the U.S. Doesn't pay its bills, so if we don't increase the debt ceiling, we will default on certain loans. That will mean that it's likely that our U.S. national credit score goes down, which means interest rates are going to go up, not just for the U.S. government, but across the system as a whole, which could ultimately affect students' pocketbook.
And now one of the other big things that starting today, Obamacare, those healthcare exchanges were opening up. Will there be an impact on that from the government being shut down?
There could be, in the sense that since so many people are off work, there are kinks in the system and they're harder to resolve, they're harder to weed out. I don't expect it to happen right away. There are going to be a lot of problems anyway on the first day of anything. So if this continues for 3 weeks, there will be problems, but at this particular moment, I think we're okay.
So do you have any predictions? I mean, this is the first day, this hasn't happened in 17 years, of what the next week's going to look like, how it's going to pan out?
There aren't a lot of great precedents. So in the past when this happened, there were still opportunities for some negotiation space, some negotiation room. In this case, we have two hardline positions, a hardline position by the president and equally hardline positions by the Republicans in Congress. It's not clear to me what negotiation, what deal is going to actually happen. Likely the president will give the Republicans something that they can take back to their constituents. They're probably not going to be successful in their efforts to delay the implementation of Obamacare. And
do you think the pressure from the public is going to make that happen soon, or could it be a couple weeks?
It's interesting how public pressure works. People have very short-term memories. So if you look at polls of this last government shutdown over a decade ago, you'll find that while people were really concerned about it, as soon as it ended, they kind of forgot. So many politicians, they care about their election, but they realize that public opinion is a very sort of ephemeral and fleeting thing.
Well, thank you so much again, Dr. Husser, and thank you. Back to you, Ashley and Megan.
Thanks, Jason. The government might have shut down, but College Coffee is still up and running. And live this morning from Phi Beta Kappa Plaza is our own College Coffee correspondent, Matt Lee. So, Matt, what's going on over there?
Hey, Ashley and Jasmine, I'm here where it's Bagel Day. There's jelly on this bagel, and it's just, now let me tell you something. There's a lot going on here today. There's the Red Cross here getting ready for a ride. They even have an inflatable red blood drop over here that's just waving around all excited. You know what's going on? There's the campus rec is here getting ready for the color run this Saturday at noon. And the Office of Sustainability is here with a fortune wheel spinning thing, and you could spin it, and that's exactly what Elon's doing to be more sustainable. Now, let me tell you one thing that's really cool. The Truett Center is giving out these wristbands to talk about We Are Elon, to respond to the racial incident that happened on campus a couple weeks ago, and this is trying to reunite Elon's campus, so they're giving out these again this week. And what else is going on? Oh, Look at that. There's also the lead programs here, and they're excited to talk about a new workshop that they've got going on. And I'm going to interview one of these groups. Now you come back and see me. So come back now.
Thanks, Matt. We'll be checking back with him later on in the show, so stay tuned.
Looking for breakfast on campus but don't want to walk all the way to College Coffee? Well, starting after fall break, a former dining vendor will be returning to campus. Chick-fil-A is scheduled to reopen in downstairs McEwen on October 16th and will be serving breakfast. Last year, it was located in Octagon in the Mosley Center and was at the center of a campus-wide debate.
For more on the stories that matter to you, our Joe Bruno is in the studio to bring you the latest in what's happening around Elon's campus. Joe?
Good morning, Jasmine. Here are the stories we woke up with this morning. Elon police are still investigating a DWI car accident that left Elon sophomore Amanda Beland with major injuries to her shoulder and elbow. The driver, Robert Flieger, was arrested for hitting Beland, and Elon police say additional charges still could be filed. Beland is expected to be released from the hospital this week. Continuing with crime, Dr. Smith-Jackson released a 2012 Clery Act report. The Clery Act provides crime stats from the previous school year. Now, why should you care? Well, these are the incoming stats that students see, and more importantly, their parents see before deciding whether to enroll at Elon. According to the report, there were 36 liquor law violations, 14 drug law violations, and 1 forcible sex offense. Today, we are waiting for the health inspection rating for McEwen Dining Hall to be released by the Alamance County Department of Health. The ratings for McEwen will follow the news we broke to you yesterday that Lakeside Dining Hall has a below average score of 90. Critical violations included a backup in the main floor drain of the dish room and expired food. To give you an idea of just how low a score of 90 is, here are some ratings of other local popular eateries. West End Station has a 96. The La Cocina in the Holly Hill Mall has a 98.5, and Cookout has a 99. The average score in Alamance County restaurants over the past 5 years is 97.4. Lights are out for the federal government, but the lights are on in Alumni Gym. Today is Elon's first day of practice for what they expect to be a magical basketball season. ESPN's Joe Lunardi and USA Today both project Elon to make runs for the NCAA tournament. Notable games on Elon's schedule include Duke, Georgetown, and the trip to the NIT season tip-off. Jasmine, Ashley, back to you.
And in North Carolina, more than 50 new state laws are officially put into place today. These laws, passed by a North Carolina state legislator throughout the year, cover everything from concealed weapon permits to abortion regulations. Here's a look at some of the new laws. Anyone with a concealed gun permit can now store their gun in a closed compartment in a locked car in any school parking lot. You can also bring your gun into restaurants that serve alcohol, as long as you aren't drinking and there are no signs prohibiting guns. It is now illegal to have an abortion based on a baby's gender, but the law now requires abortion clinics to not be regulated like outpatient surgical centers, and it won't go into effect because the rules still need to be developed. Finally, if you own a boat in North Carolina, you are required to pay higher fees to get the boat's license. Part of these fees will go into cleaning out shallow channels and lakes.
We've had some cool weather this week, but is it going to stay that way? Coming up, our Gary Grumbach is live with this week's Phoenix 5-day forecast.
Welcome back to ELN Morning. It's been a nice brisk autumn week, but it looks like things might be warming up. Our Gary Grumbach is live in downtown Elon with this week's Phoenix 5-day forecast. Gary, how's it looking out there?
Hey guys, happy October. It's looking great out here and it's feeling even better. If you're just waking up and headed to College Coffee, it's a brisk 65 degrees, but the rest of the day is going to be really nice. It's going to get to a high of 80 degrees. That's right, I said 80 degrees by 4 p.m. But don't put your sweaters away just yet. If you plan on going out tonight, you want to wear a sweater, and it's going to be a lows in the mid-50s, so definitely wear that sweater. Let's take a look at the rest of the week with your Phoenix 5-day forecast. It's going to be partly sunny all week with a high of 84 and a low of 59 tomorrow. Thursday and Friday are going to be very similar with low winds and no rain in the forecast. So it's going to be a great week. So get outside, play some volleyball, go for a run, and enjoy this fall Elon University weather. Keep that live in downtown Elon. Gary Grumbach, Elon Local News. Jasmine, Ashley, back to you.
It's Gary. Now let's move from what's happening at Elon to what's trending across the nation. First, while it seems the government shutdown only affects the economy, the Smithsonian National Zoo is being hit as well. The zoo has a live stream that allows you to see their 233-pound panda mom and her cubs. The camera turned off when the government shut down at 12:01, and the zoo released a statement saying, quote, "If the federal government shuts down on October 1st, the Smithsonian's National Zoo will be closed to the public. All programming and events will be canceled. All vehicle, pedestrian, and bicycle paths into the zoo will be closed. None of our live animal cams will be broadcast." Also, October 1st begins Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and with Twitter hashtags such as ThinkPink, many are beginning to wear their best shades of pink, like us. And you can find programs raising awareness throughout Elon's campus. Also, Justin Timberlake's newest album hit shelves today. It's called 2 of 2, and it's the second part of the 2020 experience that was released in March. I got a chance to listen to a few songs this morning, and it's definitely not going to disappoint. And finally, Convocation is this week. Elon tweeted yesterday, "Do you have your tickets to see at Steve Woz speak Thursday at Elon's Fall Convocation? Fewer than 250 remaining." It's getting close to this year's Fall Convocation, and the keynote speaker, Steve Wozniak, who is also the co-founder of Apple, will be speaking in Alumni Gym on Thursday at 3:30. With the newest innovation in software and products, I'm sure there will be many questions from students, faculty, and staff.
Elon students have many talents, but some are more dangerous than others. Our Joe Bruno found one student who taught him some tricks.
Last night we introduced you to Kasia Luzinski, otherwise known as Fire Girl. But before you master the art of throwing fire, you have to learn the basics. I took her up on the offer, and I already was doing things wrong.
It takes a lot more work than just like grabbing it and twirling it. And when people like try, they realize that. But a lot of times people don't quite grasp how difficult and how much practice it takes.
Luzinski wants to take her twirling to the next level.
I want to figure out a way to make that contraption, put like canvas around it so I can light the entire hoop on fire. That's never been done before, but I'm working on it.
So I decided to try it. Just kidding, but I took her up on the offer to learn how to twirl. I could use a little work. Yeah, a lot of work.
There you go.
Perfect. Cassia was very patient. She coaches younger girls and says I am on a 4-year-old level. But that might be generous.
Your wrist, and it's gonna.
And I still have a lot of work to do before I'm allowed near fire, but believe me when I say this, twirling a baton is not easy. Joe Bruno, Elon Local News.
All right, well, I love to see that because Cassia is actually a friend of mine, and I remember freshman year, I would go to the games, and it took me a couple times, and my roommate and I, a couple double takes to realize that it was her twirling fire with a baton. It's pretty crazy that she's able to do that and be so good at it.
Yeah, now she might be good, but no offense, Joe, I think you might want to stick to, Elon Local News from now on. But that's okay,
we still love you.
We can't be great at everything.
But coming up on ELN Morning, we have a few things coming up next in our show.
I just finished the Burlington Police Department's fitness test. Check out my score coming up.
Welcome back to ELN Morning. While a government job may not look too good at the moment, it is never too early to start looking for a summer internship or a job. Elon hosted the annual Job and Internship Expo to help students connect with alumni and industry professionals. Over 70 employers, including big businesses like Boeing and Google, were in Alumni Gym to talk to students about job and internship applications. All year long, the Student Professional Development Center offers services like custom business cards and professional LinkedIn photos. But at the fair, cards were free, and Fire Salon and Spa offered makeup and hairstyling sessions to help you look more professional in the workplace. The goal of the expo is to help students network in a low-stress environment and to help them possibly land that dream job or internship.
So you've been to the job fair, but what's the next step? If you're looking to follow up and strengthen connections, our Katie Mergy is in the studio with tips to consider when sending that first email. Katie?
Thanks, guys. First, focus on that subject line. Show your contact what you're looking to gain from reaching out. Make the subject career-oriented as opposed to mentioning specific job and internship positions. Keep it professional. Need a job, looking to hire, need advice aren't great places to start. Next, make sure you address your contact correctly and with the appropriate language. Unless you've met them before and they've told you otherwise, always use Mr. and Miss. Play it safe. Better to be too polite than too informal. You'll show a certain level of respect and maturity they'll appreciate. As you continue, mention your school and major to provide some context. Remind him or her where you first met, because they probably meet a lot of students. List short and long-term goals to give the person insight into why you're emailing. The more specific you are and the more prepared you come across. Always do research, know information about your contact and the company he or she works for. The internet makes this easy, guys. Be informed about the workings of the company and be ready to detail what you like about the work they're doing. And finally, always attach a current resume if necessary. In the studio, Katie Mergy, Elon Local News.
Thanks, Katie. And if you're looking to get an extra line on your resume, learning a new language could put you ahead of other applicants. But many teachers around the world are now using video software such as Skype to help their students learn. Skype has a section of their website called In the Classroom. This allows anyone to choose a topic and find forums where teachers are willing to talk to other classes or native speakers around the world. There are also Elon professors that use a program called Talk Abroad, which connects students to native language speakers. Recent studies show it is beneficial for students to use video software to practice speaking foreign languages because it allows them to hear the language along with the accent.
One local employer is making their employees step up or risk losing their jobs. Our Nicole Chadwick is here in the studio with more on who these people are. Nicole?
Hi, Ashley. Elon students are used to taking tests. Now, Burlington police officers have their own tests to take. I trained with them and took the test too.
Forget the idea of officers eating donuts. Burlington police officers have to sweat to stay in service. Officer David Millspaw is taking the POPAT, the police officer's physical abilities test. BPD just started the test. Training Officer Graham Sappington is in charge of getting these cops in shape.
We want to make sure that not only are our police officers professional in their investigations, but also professional in when it comes to having to use their bodies to do their jobs.
The department provides a free gym membership. If they don't take advantage of that, Sappington wants them on the course.
To pass the test, officers have to run up these stairs, run through this 50-pound door, and run 200 yards, all in 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
Not to mention the crawl,
Come on, David.
push-ups, and sit-ups. So I decided to give it a try.
When your hands leave the steering wheel, what you're going to do is unbuckle yourself and run all the way down around that cone and all the way back. There you go. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
Oh my gosh, this is so heavy.
Exit to the right. Exit to the right. Good.
Bring it on here. There you go. Back down to push-ups. 20 more. 20.
I wasn't even counting. That's close enough.
Run.
Yep, all the way down and back.
That's it.
If you would have done real push-ups and real sit-ups, you would have passed. No problem.
That's right.
Now, how do you feel?
Do you think that everybody on your team is fit enough to do the test?
At this current moment, no. But I think they will be.
Now, I know it looks easy, but believe me, it was not. I was exhausted. I know I was sore for at least 3 days afterwards doing all of those push-ups.
I bet. You know, kudos to you because I would not pick up that story. That was very impressive what you did. Now, but were there other parts of it that we didn't get to see, some behind the scenes? What can you tell us?
Yeah, well, there's actually a bunch of different parts to this fitness initiative. They have peer mentor opportunities for officers to meet with other people on the force that are in pretty good shape, and that way they can learn from each other. And then they also have a whole nutrition initiative with guidelines on healthy foods and how to improve and just how to get in better shape overall.
That's great. Maybe we'll start a little ELN boot camp over here, maybe. But coming up after the break, we're going to check back in with College Coffee correspondent Matt Lee to see what's going on over in Phi Beta Kappa Commons.
Fall is officially here, and that means sweaters and warm drinks and comfort food, all my favorites. If you're looking for a warm meal to keep you healthy and full, our Lauren Cook has a recipe for you.
Good morning and welcome to Cooking with Cook. I'm Lauren Cook and I'll be your host. Today we're making chicken stir fry. For this recipe you'll need boneless chicken breasts, soy sauce, half of an onion, vegetable oil, garden rice, butter, pepper, and 1 egg. First, you take your egg and you go ahead and you beat it in a small bowl, and you're going to add it to a skillet that has already had the butter melting in it. You want about 1 tablespoon of butter. When the egg's on the cutting board, you just want to cut it into small pieces. Okay, add the egg to a small bowl. In the same skillet, add 1 tablespoon oil and add the onion and the chicken that's already been cut up. Leave the chicken and the onion on here until the chicken is fully cooked through, until there's no longer any pink inside. After your chicken is golden brown, you're going to add about half to 3/4 of the bag of your garden vegetable rice right onto the skillet. Also, add 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. Lastly, add in your egg and some black pepper. So once again, we used boneless chicken breasts, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon butter, 1 tablespoon vegetable oil, 1/2 onion chopped, garden vegetable rice, 2 tablespoons soy sauce, and a little bit of ground black pepper. Altogether, these ingredients cost less than $20 and took about 15 minutes to create altogether. I'm Lauren Cook, Elon Local News. Enjoy your day.
Now that I'm hungry again, let's check back in with our college coffee correspondent, Matt Lee. Matt?
Hey guys, I'm here with Stacy from the Center of Leadership to talk about what you guys are, what your organization is, and what you're doing here at college.
Great. So the Center for Leadership is a program on campus that offers lots of different programs to students, including our LEAD program, which is our biggest initiative. It's a 3-tiered self-paced program for students to work on their lead development. But this week in particular is Lead Strong Week. So that means it's an entire week to celebrate at Elon, and it's Disney themed this year. So we've had lots of different workshops that are excited, themed around what's Disney's leadership style and the management style of Disney. So it's a really exciting week, and we would love for you to stop by our Mosley tables and any of our workshops. Check out our Facebook for information about it.
Oh, nice. Do you get to watch any fun Disney movies?
Yes, so today at the Disney film workshop, they're going to be talking about the lessons in different leadership movies, different Disney leadership movies. So
oh, wow.
Lots of opportunity Disney movies.
Wow, well, thank you, Stacy, for joining us. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Matt. College coffee is an Elon tradition, but Elon has many traditions and shining moments. Let's look at this month's history in Elon. WSOE 89.3. On October 6, 1977, Elon student-established FM radio station began regular broadcast. The call letters WSOE stood for The Wonderful Sounds of Elon, and first broadcasted from a studio in Old Moffett Hall. Today, the station signals reach as far as Greensboro and Durham, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can check out ELN's show on WSOE Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
College coffee and student organizations like WSOE are some of the topics highlighted in our upcoming 125th show.
We'll be looking at the past 125 years of Elon, as well as the future of the university. The show will broadcast live after Luminaries on Monday, December 2nd, so be sure to tune in.
And that's all we have for you this morning, but we'll be back right here next week.
In the meantime, be sure to check us out on social media, facebook.com/ELN Morning, and on Twitter @ELN Morning.
For all the latest news throughout the week, be sure to visit our website, elonlocalnews.com.
Be sure to tune into ELN Radio for all the news that matters to you from Elon and beyond, tomorrow at 6 p.m. live on WSOE, the only alternative.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week at this time. Have a great week, Elon.